No, you want to go ahead?
Good evening. Welcome to What's New. Tonight we have guests for the Spring for Down Syndrome and also for the Joseph Vorst
Promenade des
show,
Arts, yeah.
the Promenade des Arts. So, Chip, you and Maria want to go first and talk about this?
No, it's up to you guys.
Okay,
All right.
you can start talking.
Well, thanks, Iris. This is my lovely daughter, Maria, that's with me tonight. She is Andrew's twin.
See you, because you'll.
And what we've got going on is, I don't want to sound like we're doing the same old record over and over and over again, because this is year 14 of this event. Hard to believe, year 14.
It is, my goodness.
But it actually has been expanded. I know last year was our first year that we expanded, and we went from the KC Hall, which we want to thank the KCs for all they've done, because they were doing it for the last 12 years. And then with everything that happened, we thought we better try to a different venue, because the KCs wasn't going to be large enough. And luckily we did, because we went from in the 500 well, we had 609 UTVs and Jeeps up there. So then we had probably over 5,000 plus people,
That's
which
a
is
lot.
Wow.
Yeah.
More than the population of the
You're right.
it was.
He's trying to get 5,000, but it don't ever happen.
But it was really a neat event. I mean, it amazed me with what the community did again. But we've had people coming from all over the United States, and this past year, the farthest was from Texas. Yeah,
gosh.
he heard about our event, and he was actually en route to go to one in Illinois, and they heard about our event and heard about. Don't want to pat ourselves on the back, but we must have did something right, because they heard about our event and said, "We're not going there, we're coming here."
Oh, how great. Yeah.
So it was really neat. And we do give a attendance prize for the one who travels the farthest. They get a basket of all the St. John goodies, so they can come back to, they get the taste of Overley, and they get a T-shirt from the town. And we got different things that we get from St. John. And we're
that's
even
good.
doing the oldest rider.
Are you
There you go.
trying to tell me I should be in it?
There you go. You might win something. You never know. But excuse me, the event is very similar to what we had at the KC Hall. And I don't know if everybody knows what we've got going on, but we're trying to raise money for our special needs and to bring awareness to Down syndrome. Our special needs, this funds our Challenger baseball or Challenger basketball. We got Challenger bowling coming up this next year. We've got dances that we have throughout the year for
Those
the
are neat.
special needs.
Yeah.
And everything's free. Everything's 100% free. All their uniforms, all of everything they do is 100% free for them. So this is what helps funds that. And we've got such a great avenue of areas for special needs besides the Challenger baseball field and the Challenger playground. We do have, 2 group homes, I think 5 ISLs, the sheltered workshop. So, I mean, it's,
A lot.
yeah, it does. We even rent the water park for all of them to come and spend
Oh,
a day
how
at the water
wonderful.
park. So,
Yeah.
so it does. The money goes to a great cause.
It does. And you might mention Common Grounds also.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah, Common Grounds is a tremendous place. Great food, great atmosphere.
It is.
And
And it keeps getting more crowded all the time.
it is.
We push tables together, and sometimes we go in, there's no tables to push.
That's a good problem.
It is good.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah, we
and
just go sit with the guys that go there, the sheriff and his buddies.
Charlie Herzog and those
Yeah,
guys.
we just say, "Well, can we have your table?" That's a hint for them to leave.
Oh gosh, but it is. It's weird with being on the Senate Bill 40 and knowing other people in other Senate Bill 40s. And actually, Maria, with her job, she's in charge and talks to a lot of people in Cape. It's weird that our little town has got so much for our special needs,
It
and all
is. It's
these
wonderful.
larger communities don't have nothing comparable, not even close to being
No,
comparable.
they don't.
So that's really neat. It is.
And a lot of it's due to your dedication.
It definitely
and work,
is.
Definitely.
Yeah,
He'll be humble, but we gotta give him some credit.
Well, I did get something this past year that kind of floored me, and it was kind of neat. Maria knew about it, and but we got the 100th year
the Centennial Samaritan Award from the St. Genevieve Chamber of Commerce.
How wonderful.
Yeah.
And they asked, Dad was being nosy and asked, who applied for this award? Like, who asked for us to be on the ballot? And they said, a lot more than one person.
Which is great.
Yeah.
I mean,
That is.
Yeah.
we lived and breathed it with Andrew, you know,
Right,
and
for sure.
and it was kind of odd whenever the unfortunate thing happened with Andrew passing. We had numerous families that sent us letters, you know, sympathy, but are you still going to be able to please do basketball, or can you still be able to do baseball? Because, you know, some of these people that go to these that are special needs, Tuesday night, if we're not even having baseball till, you know, the weekend, they get their uniform out, and before the end of the week, they're wearing it to bed because they're so excited about it.
Andrew did that too.
Yeah, he did. He did. I mean, it's so neat to see their I guess spunk and their
Yeah.
attitude about it.
Their excitement.
That's not this past weekend. The weekend before, something happened that was really, really neat, and it was Junie Bosler brought the Valley baseball team out,
Oh,
and talk about. That was an eye-opening
They were
experience.
introduced as the professional baseball players.
oh my
And the
goodness.
kiddos were great.
Yeah, they always got this great, and it was so neat because there's a handful of little ones that, you know, we always have a buddy with them, so they always got a person to protect them. And a lot of times their buddies could be a mom or a dad or a sister. And we had enough buddies that they all were with them. And those ones that didn't participate or didn't pay attention because they're out there with siblings, they were walking straight and narrow and listened and participated.
Oh, my
It was
gosh.
so neat.
It was really cool.
And then whenever we got ready to leave, I thanked Junie about bringing him. He goes, "No, thank you. This is a whole different world for them, and they're realizing something that, you know, they never
No,
realized before."
Exactly.
Yeah, it is. It's really
Good
really
learning
fun.
experience.
It
For
is.
sure. Yep.
And everybody, if you haven't done it, Saturday mornings, not June 8th, but then every other Saturday till I think the end of June from 9:30 to 10:30 at our Challenger baseball field. If they can come out, you can watch, you can come out and participate. I mean, you can just enjoy the atmosphere because it's a lot of fun.
I bet
is
it
a lot of
is.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, if, excuse me, if you can't make it then, you can definitely come up to our event. You do not have to have a UTV or you don't have to have a Jeep to come up. And what's nice about the event, it's the biggest percent. If you don't want to spend any money, you don't have to spend any money. I know I brought this up a lot of times. It's hopefully when you do get up there, you will spend money, of course, because that's what it's all about.
Yeah, right.
But at 9 o'clock or 9:30 in the morning, we're going to have My Triumph bikes, which is I think we discussed, but I'm going to kind of go through it again.
That's fine.
They're like a glorified running stroller. And what it is, they can bring anybody from young children to, we've had some special needs, it's 300 plus pounds. And they go for a walk race. They are the riders, and we got angels that push them.
Right.
And they go up, this year they're going to be going up through the city park and coming back, which
Those poor people that have to push them up the hill.
One of those poor people.
Oh, you are?
yeah, she's one of the
Well,
angels.
good for you, Maria.
Thank you. It's good for me to work out every day.
Yeah.
But then whenever they get back, the UTVs are going to be leaving anywhere between 9:30 and noon. So you can sign up early for UTVs on Friday from like 3 to 7, and then on Saturday from 9:30 to noon. And what's unique about our UTV ride is if you come up with a 6 or 8 person group, after you sign up, you can leave. It's not like it's follow a leader. You can go at your own pace. You can stop wherever you want to stop. We are going towards Bloomsdale this year, and our units, instead of cards, they're actually games. So we know some religions don't like the poker, or
Right.
you know, so we divvied it up differently. And luckily, we got a Sherry, Willett, and Leroy that participates and helps them, and they made games. So every time you go to a stop, you play in a different game.
Oh,
And
cool.
the highest points are the lowest points, and then we got tons of attendance prizes for everybody that shows up. So whenever they're out on the route, then we've got the clowns and superheroes and bounce houses is going on. We got, I think, 7 different food trucks. I mean, before we always had the Knights of Columbus down there. Well, we have the Knights of Columbus up there doing pork burgers and hot dogs, along with the Eagles is helping out with pork steaks, and we got Carl's Kitchen. They've got a lot of Southern cuisine, yeah. Yep. And then we've got, let's see, Bell and Luna's and Turk Dogs. So I don't know if you ever heard any of those or not, but they've got a
Luna's,
big variety of
definitely,
food.
yeah.
So everybody should be good there.
Big variety of food
Oh, yeah.
and treats. Yeah.
And it's,
One thing you haven't said is where it is.
oh, I'm so sorry. It's moved from the KC Hall to the St. John County Fairground. Yeah, thanks.
You're welcome.
Appreciate that, Iris. And
I
I
was
got,
looking on here to see, and it wasn't on there, and I was like, okay.
It is. It's just.
yeah, it's a little bit smaller.
Oh, I see it right up there now.
And that's one
Okay.
thing we got to put a big shout out. Whenever this started to come about, we talked to the fair board and the commissioners, and it mind boggled me because they go to bat with us and they donate the grounds for us to use for our fundraiser.
Well, that's
So
great,
yeah, we got to pay the water and electric bill, and besides that, they are divvying it up just like everybody else in town and donating it to us. So,
That's great.
you know, and with that in mind too, we do have camping still available. One thing that the Jerdapet Committee does is Moses Austin
Austin.
property. We've got that turned into camping for that weekend, and
Did they do the park too?
we're actually doing the fairgrounds and the city park now.
Okay.
Yeah, so we've got close to 50-something campers coming in.
Oh, yeah.
And what's
good.
neat about that is every camper that signs up, when they sign their waiver, they get a map of St. Genevieve with every store and every hour on it, so they know, because we got people coming in on Wednesday to camp from Wednesday through Sunday, so they know what to do, where to do, and how to do it in St.
Oh,
Genevieve.
that's great.
Yeah, so
Now, do they use the old rest home? I thought I saw some up there last year
yeah.
too.
Yeah, we call that Generator Hill because that's about the only
Okay.
place that we don't have electric up there. Yeah. So if you don't have, we got generators, or they all have generators, and they can actually stay up in
Oh,
that
okay.
part, which is really nice.
Yeah, I thought last year I saw a few up there.
Oh yeah, it is. It works out really neat. Because whenever the riders come back, that's whenever we usually have the silent auction, the oral auction, the bands, and then the food and stuff continues throughout the evening.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we are making sure, and we always work together with the French Heritage, because that's this weekend
Right.
too, that weekend, June 8th. They're going one direction and we're going another direction. So we are going to stay out of their way to make sure that we don't cross paths, because I know we had that unfortunate issue years ago, and we don't want to have that. Because it's good that we have all this different events going on. And it's really neat is there's so many people that come to this that might not be historians, but after they see the town, they fall in love with it. We've had numerous families that moved to town because of it, which is great.
That is. I mean,
It's
it's amazing how many people have moved here.
Yeah. Which is,
Especially people with special needs.
you got it. And that's what's, they don't realize how good our school district is with their special needs and all the different activities that we actually do for them. I mean, with Maria being involved, and Maria, you could talk for a minute too, because Maria is the director of services for the St. Louis Association for Downs.
Right.
Yeah, so as Dad kind of explained, we donate part of our money to stay here locally to do all of the good stuff that we do. And then the other half we donate it for the Down Syndrome Association of Greater St. Louis. And I mean, we've been involved since me and Andrew were born. So
21 years ago. It's hard to believe, isn't it?
No.
So, yeah, I mean, I've always been around and involved with the Down Syndrome Association, but last year in July, funny enough, my boss emailed my dad and was like, hey, do you know of anybody looking for a job to help the Down syndrome community expand to Southern Missouri? And Dad was like, heck yeah, we do. My daughter would love that job. And it's the story I always tell is whenever I was in 8th grade, they sat me down and they're like, all right, do you know what you want to do with your life? And I was like, well, I kind of want to just help people with Down syndrome. And they're like, okay, that's like not a career path. And I was like, oh, okay. And so I went and got my degree in family studies and I minored in art just for fun. But then I applied for the position and I graciously got it, and so now I'm the Southeast Missouri Program Coordinator for the Down Syndrome Association.
And that's wonderful.
Yep. So whenever the money is donated from our benefit, some of that gets to come back to me, so I can do even more services for
That's
people
great.
with special
I'm looking for the French festival.
I was gonna say, we're gonna take that phone away from you playing on the phone like all these little kids are.
Yeah, I'm just like a kid. Actually, we want to talk a little bit about that after you finish. So I was trying to find it on my phone.
Oh yeah, we definitely want to promote them too, and that's the big thing. Whenever I first started this, it was a lot smaller, and I still came to the commissioners and the city board and everything and asked their permission. And just like this past year, I wanted to make sure that everybody was on board and still okay with it, because there's historians out there that are scared about it, but they don't realize that what we're doing is opening St. Genevieve up to a whole another realm of people that never seen St. Genevieve or don't know anything about it. After they get here, then they want to come back and visit and
Right.
enjoy. So it's a win-win-win scenario. And with all the people that do participate in all the raffles and stuff, we've got the St. Gen community and surrounding communities diving in and donating so much that they all get a lot out of it. I mean, every business.
Definitely get promotions.
Oh,
It
yeah.
is. It's so nice.
I don't.
Yeah.
My goal is to not have any fundraisers in St. Genevieve because I don't want to take any money from everybody already donates to the Marzucos, so I'll get my money elsewhere. But yeah.
It is. It's really, it is a neat thing. And I could talk for hours and hours about our event because there's so many things that's going on. That's why it's neat. If you don't have nothing going on, just come up and walk the grounds. You'll see stock cars, antique tractors. They put on a big display. We got stock cars, go-karts, car show kind of scenario. We've got a lot of different, unfortunately, since we don't have much car dealerships and stuff around St. Genevieve, we do have people that's bringing in Broncos and Jeeps from surrounding areas to display their stuff.
Oh,
We've
well,
got-
that's good.
Yeah, and if anybody wants to participate in it, definitely give me a holler or give me a shout, because if you want to put anything up there, you can put it up there for free. We don't charge to have you put stuff on display. And hopefully when you're up there, bringing your stuff up there, you'll buy something from Carl's Kitchen or the KC's or somebody.
Right.
Walk through the youth building and see all of our
I'll come
activities
and buy
going on.
your tickets.
There you go. Get our raffle, because
Raffle,
our big
yeah.
raffle, and that used to be the big raffle. Now we got even a secondary or a third big raffle that goes on for the day, along with the 50/50 and a lot of things. So
Oh,
it's a lot of
really?
fun.
There's
Yeah.
3 of them now?
There's the oral auction, the silent auction, and this one.
And then we've even got a company donates a bunch of booze, and another person donates a big cooler, and we got this big
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I
cooler
have.
booze scenario. Yeah, so it's a lot of fun.
And everybody wants that. Party time.
It is neat though too. One, being all of us from stock cars and stuff throughout the years, Kenny Wallace, Kenny Schrader, and Donnie Klein all are if I can get it out, autographing sides of the race cars
Oh,
that's
are
being
they?
auctioned off.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
So we got that, and we've got even like a weekend stay at a bed and breakfast down in Perryville. We've got a 8x8 storage building that can be made to your discretion, being auctioned off. We got chainsaws, we got weed eaters, we got.
Big
Basically,
things this
no
year.
matter
Oh, my
what
gosh.
interest you have, we got something for you.
Oh yeah, and from cooler cups and hats to beauty salons that's doing beauty goodies, and we got jewelry from the jewelry store here in town.
She's
Yeah, Kiddo store.
fantastic.
She
Oh
did.
my gosh, the rings that she designs.
And
We're lucky to have a jewelry designer in St. Genevieve.
I'm glad she came back.
I am
Yeah.
too.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't had any done yet, but a bunch of my friends have. And she just does an excellent job on it.
Oh yeah, we took some of our stuff that Tom made. He made me a ring, and we bought a ring for Kathy through him, and they needed to be just some touching up and stuff. And yeah, she did a tremendous job, and very, very, very reasonable.
Yeah.
So it's good. And another person, we've got to put a shout out. There's so many people, and I feel bad not to say everybody, but a person that's came back to this town that's helping this community out a bunch is, if you ever been in the new old Sandbar,
Yeah.
Oh,
isn't that
Oh,
awesome?
the food is, that's hamburgers and french fries are great.
And then the Beacon,
Yes,
He did
Yes.
that too.
I've been
He did
there
that.
too. Yeah.
And he's in the process of doing more endeavors in St.
No, I
John,
heard that.
which is tremendous
Oh,
because,
yeah, that would
you know,
be super great
Oh.
if it goes through.
No,
I
it
mean, I'm
does.
sure it will, but yeah.
well, and that's what we need. I mean, this younger
do.
generation coming back and helping bring the
Exactly.
town back alive,
It is.
which we do.
Yeah, because we used to have how many shoe stores and how
Yeah, talk about jealous. You
Clothing
used to have a
stores.
Taco Bell in a movie theater.
many, exactly, in a bowling alley.
Yeah.
Right here.
Yeah,
Where's the
No,
bowling
no.
alley?
Downstairs, yeah.
Yeah, bring it
That's
back.
true.
Had leagues. Yeah, it was nice.
that's back in my
Our
old
town
days.
had, yeah, it was. And mine. They were quitting when you guys got there almost.
Yeah, I remember keeping score.
But it
for
was
Dad.
out at
Yeah,
where the Ford
dealership.
dealership, but I bowled down here.
Mm-hmm.
And the younger
You're the
generation
original.
bowled out there, yeah.
But yeah, we need to get this town back rolling again.
We do.
And
And it's a shame that people don't support the businesses that try because they try so hard and then they wind up closing up because the
Yeah,
townspeople go to St. Louis or Perryville or Festus or somewhere else to shop.
I tell you what, we're losing a handful of them this year, small ones. Yeah, that's no good.
No,
and it's sad that we
good
don't
at
have
all.
a car dealership even in town.
I know. Yeah.
No fun. But I appreciate you guys all patronizing Marzuko Electric because hopefully we're going to stay here for a good while.
Hopefully
Yeah.
you do. Yeah.
Yeah, because they do patronize us very well, so we appreciate that. And if anybody does have raffle items or need any information, just call the shop, which is 573-883-5347. Yeah. And even if you got just an old car, an old Jeep, an old truck, or anything, if you want to show it
Bring it
off,
on out.
yeah, it is. It's all good. We want to have anybody up there.
Right. The only bad thing about the fairgrounds is the hills and the bumpy ground.
Yeah.
I can't walk on it.
We got part of that taken care of. Since you brought that up, the Antique Tractor Club has, they've been participating since day one with our event. We've got a trolley that we're going to have set up so that all you have to do is park either down below at the baseball fields or up top, wherever you park. There'll be people in UTVs with walkie-talkies on them. Just holler and you need a ride, and we'll bring a trolley to you and take you to wherever you need in the fairgrounds,
Oh,
back
okay.
and forth.
Then I can go this year.
You can.
Last year I
You sure
didn't go. I'm not walking up there and falling down on my face.
UTV ride. Yeah, we're gonna get you there somehow.
Since Dave, we won't let Dave give you a ride on the Jeep.
I can't get in his Jeep. It's too
We
high.
can get a ladder to get you in and get a ladder to take you out. And some guys
Make
that,
sure the firefighters watch just in case.
Yeah, just in case. And he might just push me off.
oh, Dave wouldn't do that.
No.
We do have, Harry Davis is our MC that's up there, which is a gentleman that's been helping since day one, too. He was actually one of the founders. Him and Jimmy Dunsey and our families were all together whenever they were just born, and we did our first fundraiser for Down syndrome, and it was to bring the most buddies or the most money in an age group to the Cardinal game. So I thought, well, look, we were sitting around drinking a beer and saying, well, let's try. So we raised about $5,000 that year, and we had 93 buddies go to the
Oh, my
baseball game.
gosh.
So we ended up winning both the most people and the most money. So we gave that other one to the next person in line so we can, have them come along. But from then on, it's been nothing but
Going,
tremendous.
going
Nothing but
sky
bigger.
high.
Oh, yeah.
Better.
Bigger and better.
I
every
can't
year.
get over all the people that come for that ride.
I
From
can't
everywhere.
What is it now, 600 and something you said?
There was 609 buggies last year.
UTVs, and normally people don't ride in singles. They ride in two
Yeah.
or more people.
Two,
in a
two,
buggy.
4. And it's neat too. And here it is, St. Genevieve going to bat for you. Most towns, and we just came back from, it was called Ride for a Reason. It's colon cancer out at Bass River and Hoozall.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And it's for a great cause, but it gets kind of pricey. And their county, we got to ride less than about 100 yards on one road. And to go on the ride, everybody on that ride has to spend $10 for that sticker.
Oh, okay.
But the St. John community and the county goes to bat for us, and everything's waived for that weekend for us to participate in that ride.
Isn't that great?
It is. But now everybody that participates gets something that's given by us to them. And if they're not on the ride and don't have that, then they can get in trouble. But as long as you're participating in the ride and doing what we, for the fundraiser, then they waive all that, which is tremendous.
That is.
That helps out a bunch. It really does.
Yeah, you guys are amazing. And you have lots of help.
Oh,
lots
yeah.
and lots of help.
I mean,
We are very blessed.
very,
You
very
are,
blessed.
for sure.
I mean, Sherry and Leroy Willett, their son, Cody has disability, and he was best buds with Andrew.
Oh, okay.
So that's how we got to know each other. And with his help, and I mean, I could go on for hours and hours and hours and hours for the hundreds of people that helps. Even Tyson Roth up at St. Jen's School has the, what do you want to call that organization in the,
Is it called Best Buddies? Or
I'm trying-
National Honor Society?
It's National Honor Society, I think, from St. Jen. They actually get them, all the kids, to come down and donate and get service hours, but then they run like the bounce houses
Oh,
and
okay.
face painting and do that and help out tremendously. So it's not just fellow people with special needs, but it's actually other people.
Right, are involved.
Yeah. And like this past year, since the community's given so much to us, we give a scholarship, one at St. John and one at Valley, for anybody that is going into special education. It's a $1,000 scholarship, or if you help us throughout all the years, because not everybody's going to go into special needs education.
right.
But if they are people that like Alyssa Grass this past year, she's been helping us for 5
She'll do
years
My
or
Team
more.
Triumph the day of the event, and she comes to Challenger basketball and Challenger baseball. So she's
Yeah.
very involved with our special people.
And that's what it takes. I mean, that's what
That's
we
a
really
good
like.
family.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
They're great.
it is.
She's so talented too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, she's been doing great with the javelin.
She just
for everything.
graduated.
Oh yeah.
And then we had, let's see,
Nicole Geck.
Nicole Geck from Valley, and she was a Pollard.
Oh.
I'm terrible at names.
Oh my gosh.
What's your name?
I forgot.
You forgot.
It's
She was a father.
no. It's
Her mom was a Pollard.
Oh, her mom was a father. Is it one of
Robin's
Robin's daughters?
Yeah.
yeah. It's the younger one, Addie.
Yeah, that's right, Addie.
Addie.
So they each got a partial for that too.
Well, that's great.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. And we're glad to give back wherever we can give back. That's for
Right.
sure.
Especially in the name of Andrew now.
Yep, that's true. He was a special dude. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
he was.
He used to sit here in Maria's place, man.
I know. I'm not as fun. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you got Andrew's chair.
Oh, golly.
Okay, so you got some more?
Trying to think. I mean, there will be a lot of different vendors up there. If you're looking into UTVs, Surdike Yamaha will be up there. There's going to be some other power sports companies up there. There's Ron Rhodes, who does a tremendous, if you want to deck out a UTV, he'll be able to do it. There's Outdoor Armor, which is another one that fixes up if you want to make your vehicle into more of a racing UTV. Golly. Could go on and on and on. I know I'm probably forgetting some people. I know that we've got numerous wrecker companies that's participating and going to come up and show off some of their goodies then too. And I tell you what, we'll turn it over to this young lady over here, and we'll sit here, and then if we think of anything, we can chime in.
Yeah, you sure can.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Okay, so Carolyn, you have information about something that's really special coming up.
We do.
So,
Did you want to say something about French Festival next? Because that is the same
well, let me
weekend.
get it all
And
going and do that.
I know Dennis Strummer is going to be playing on Saturday at French Festival.
Let's go on again.
Do you want me to
so-
help you?
They have the parade at
on
11 and all that.
And I know the parade starts at the church,
Yeah.
correct? And then it goes down towards Main Street. Okay.
Yeah.
And then I know the Lions Club is where they got the bands throughout the
Yep.
day, if everybody knows where the Lions Club Park
Yep,
is.
yep.
And I don't know all the houses that they go to though. Do you know all the? Yeah,
No, I
I'm
don't
not
know
for
the whole
sure.
route, yeah, but they've got it all mapped out,
So
so.
Dennis Storman's playing. He's a
Yeah.
big draw.
Okay,
Yeah.
awesome.
And let's see if we can get it. Here it is. Okay. The open ceremony and the promenade are at 10:30.
Yeah, I had that wrong.
And this is on Saturday. They have live music, historic site tours, festival foods, museum shopping, kids activities. Then there's going to be a trolley to take you where you want to go. Wine and beer, militia march, skill demos, hands-on history, artisans fair, and games. And on
thing
my phone, I don't
I
want
think they were planning a bit of chalk art in front of the art center.
on
That's what they
Saturday.
said, yeah,
On Saturday.
I think
Okay,
so.
that's not listed
Yeah.
on there.
And I know
not
that they've, in the past with that trolley that they're talking about, if you want to go from event to event, they will take you to event to
Right,
event.
right.
And then
Oh,
you can go from our event, because
Yeah.
it was always nice down here. Kathy always commented that she's got little grandkids and stuff, and they didn't want to play down there, so they came over there with the clowns and the bounce houses, so they're,
Yeah.
you know, they're
Back and
sharing
forth,
people,
yeah.
back and forth all day, which is great, which is all good.
Okay. And then on Sunday, the French Creole Corridor driving tour. I don't know what that is. And the Audubon Nature Walk is at 7. That's always down on the levee. And then shopping and historic site tours. There are several historic houses in town, so they go there. The wineries. These are things that you can do, I guess, on Sunday. The wineries, the restaurants, museum, and art. So a loaded weekend for sure.
Yeah, which is awesome.
And you can find this if you go to stjen.com events. Visit stjen.com events, and it'll tell you all about the French Heritage Festival.
Yeah, okay.
Okay,
Well,
now we can do.
I'm here talking
Carolyn.
about something that is the weekend following the French Festival. We're actually starting a new, it's an outreach type of activity where it's a special exhibit. And this is the first time we've done a special exhibit like this in, well, since 2017.
Several years, yeah.
So this is with the St. Genevieve Art Guild. The Art Guild tries to focus on bringing art to the community in a variety of ways. We have art classes for kids. If you go on our website, artstgen.org, we've got a whole list of classes for kids and adults that are taking place this summer. We do a spring, summer, and fall workshop schedule. And we have all these programs that we try to bring art to the community. And this one's kind of special because this is Joseph P. Borst. And the name Borst may not be real familiar, but the Borst family owned the Southern Hotel. And because of that, an immigrant named Joseph Borst came and looked up his aunt and uncle because he was eager to leave Germany in 1930. Things were not good in Germany in 1930. And so he was looking for a better life in America, and he got here just as the Great Depression was starting. So he traded one set of problems, and ended up depicting a lot of the hardships that occurred during the Great Depression. So the picture on the front, it's fragmented on purpose. The design was done by our tourism director. Aaron Smith is an artist as well as our tourism director. And we were very happy that he kind of helped us with the design of this one. But you can see on there's people caught in a flood. And it's one of the features in there is a white mule. And the white mule ended up being kind of special because we're doing research on all of this and found out that the white mule was 1 in 10,000 is going to be an albino mule.
Oh my gosh.
And
I mean,
it so
I've never
happened,
seen one.
Yeah, it so happened that albino mule was on a farm right here in St. Genevieve. It belonged to the Ziegler family. Matthew Ziegler, who was also an artist and a cousin of Joseph Borst, had taken Joseph out to this farm. And so it turns out that a lot of the paintings that Joe did were of things in St. Genevieve. And this mule is a good example because there was only one. It has to be our mule that's in his painting. And the mule became famous. It was something that Joe Vorst said he had never seen a mule before coming to Missouri, and he thought they were so cool. They liked them better than horses. They had all this stamina. They could survive a flood, you know. So you see in the painting, the mule's like, you know, there's all this chaos around him. So he admired the stamina of the animal, and he ended up painting quite a few things. He was a very prolific artist, and he painted all these murals and all these things, and almost all of them have a mule in them. And so it became his trademark. And so one of his big mule paintings ended up in the White House because they were doing a whole thing on the Midwest art movement. And the Midwest art movement was what our art colony was all about. So we had an art colony here in St. Genevieve, which I didn't know about for a long time. But in the 1930s, it was a big deal. These people had been going out to the East Coast to have an experience with art and philosophy and all this, and teaching each other how to do things. And instead, during the Depression, they decided to bring it here, and they were mostly from St. Louis. And they wanted some place that was a scenic place to paint. They liked all the old buildings. But they also needed kind of a support system, somebody that would help them make that happen. And that person was Matthew Ziegler. He was an artist. Wow. His aunt, Sister Cassiana Marie, who was a nun, was an artist.
I love them.
And so suddenly, all of a sudden, we have all these artists coming down here in the 1930s. And one thing led to another. It just kept expanding and growing. And a lot of times art colonies didn't last very long because artists can be kind of contentious, you know, and they form a group and then it's like, you know. Well, Matthew was the glue that held that all together. And so he made this art colony successful by being the backup person for all of it. So if two of them had a spat, and two of them did, it didn't dissolve the colony because he was there as the one who kind of kept things going. And so when Joseph Vorst came down here, they also started a whole thing about doing murals because during the Depression, they started some of these Works Progress Administration things, and the federal government was trying to put people to work, and artists were among the people that were the hardest hit. Nobody was hiring, nobody was buying paintings, nobody was doing anything there. And so they passed something that if you built a post office, I think it was 1% of what they commissioned for the post office went to art. And so there were a lot of murals that went into post offices. And so these artists would apply for those murals. And one of the people that taught them how to do that was Thomas Hart Benton. And another artist taught a mural painting class. And so 7 of these people who were involved in this art colony went on to paint murals. And one of them is in our post office in St. Genevieve.
That's good.
So we're kind of doing a little bit of a walk around as part of this. We'll have a little map that takes you around to places that Joseph Vorst was at during the time he was here, and it was all during the 1930s. And so we found out that not only his uncle owning the Southern Hotel, but what is now ASL Pewter was the Vorst livery stable. And we have a picture of him and his cousins in the house next door. And so that was all a section of town that was owned by the Vorst family, and they called it Vorst Park. They were kidding. And so there's that area there. He had branched out from the livery stable and opened a gas station, which is now on the corner of 4th and Market. Which is that little building right there next to your building.
We still refer to it as the gas station.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that was started by the Vorst, by Leon Vorst. And so then if you go down the other way, there's the Harold's Famous Bee. Mm-hmm. Well, Matt was a beekeeper. And so he was big into beekeeping. He taught Joseph Vorst about beekeeping. And so the two of them were beekeeping together. So
he
there's
had all
that.
the connections.
Then if you go down further to the J.B. Valley House, that's where they have the Art Colony collection of paintings that belongs to the Women's Club. The Women's Club acquired those back in the 1970s, and the J.B. Valley has been kind enough to display them. And so those are all down there. You can see some of the, again, Depression era paintings. There's some of the lime mine, people working the lime mine. There's a couple of guys digging graves. That doesn't sound very good, does it? But they were all portraying people who were working. It was all about honoring the people who were doing all the hard work during the time. So there's that. And then, of course, there's the post office. And then if you go to the Felix Valley House, which is actually the Shaw House, which is where the office is, that was the headquarters. That was the headquarters for the art colony. And it was because the building was owned by Matt Ziegler's sisters, or aunts, I forget which, but it was owned by the family. And so he allowed the art colony to stay there. And again, that was his support, of those people. And so they had this building that they would have some of their classes in. Some of their classes were outside, but they had a place to be. And so he found places for all the students that came and to stay. And so it just was a really ongoing art presence. And we're so proud that that was here because the Art Guild now we kind of think that's our legacy,
Yeah, that's tremendous.
And a lot of the women, young women, older than me, were their models when they were painting.
Oh,
Yeah, they painted they painted
neat.
Father Van Turenhout. His portrait is actually hanging in the Art Center, which is the old museum building, and so that's going to be the headquarters for this show. The whole building is going to be dedicated to this show. We've got 24 different paintings and lithographs there. We've got his old cameras that he used. We've got a lot of photographs. He worked from photographs. He was quite a photographer. And we've had a lot of fun with going through all the photographs that were loaned to us because some of them we found the Ozora Marble Quarry. He's actually got photos of the men working in the quarry. I mean, they've got hammers and they're, the wagons and loading them. And it's just amazing because I don't know that those photos exist anywhere else because he was using them as models for his paintings. And so, of course, then there's a painting of the marble quarry workers,
So when they painted, did they have a specific type of paint that they used in the 1930s? Were they using oil?
Mostly oil paint, yeah. Yeah, they were pretty much oil painters, yeah. Yeah.
She loves to do that kind of stuff.
But they also had a process called.
Is that what you?
Yeah, there you go.
I do.
Sign her up. Yeah. But he did a lot of lithography, and I didn't quite understand what that was. Juanita had to explain that to me. Lithography is a printing process, but when you do it, you're actually peeling off a print that's an individual image because the next print you peel off isn't going to be exactly the same. And so they end up being original pieces of art in that sense, in that they're all hand done. And so we've got some of his lithographs. And one of them is a hay wagon where the guys are loading hay, and we have the picture, and it's the white mule again. So we know where that came
That
from.
white mule was busy.
Yeah, he was getting photographed. He was photogenic.
Yeah.
He was in all these paintings. But we're just finding more and more as we look at these images that so many of them were right here in St. Genevieve.
Completely captures the essence of small town
Right.
USA. I mean,
Yeah. He's just got so many
Him and
photographs.
Thomas Hart Benton both did.
yeah.
If you go down to the College of the Ozarks and down below,
Yeah.
there are several of Thomas Hart Benton's paintings there.
That's awesome.
Wow.
I'm gonna have to dive deeper into that.
Yeah, that is neat.
But there was a huge flood in 37, and then in 39, the Dust Bowl started. And so these poor people that lived back then had not only economic issues, but Mother Nature wasn't very kind at the time. And so he went and made a point of portraying the hardships of people. And that was kind of his hallmark. It was called social realism. And it was like art was trying, he found power in his paintbrush. He was trying to tell a story about these people and make people aware, that there were some things going on that people needed help. And so that's kind of our, we've been doing this since the year 2001. where we would honor Art Colony or Art Colony related artists. And so we kind of ran out of art here locally that we hadn't already shown. So that's what's exciting about this is we made contact with the heirs of the Vorst estate who wanted to show their art, you know, and none of this is for sale. It's all family heirloom type stuff, you know, and it hasn't been shown here in St. John before. So we're very excited about it from an art standpoint. It's very, very cool to have all of that here. And it's here for 3 weekends and 2 weeks from June the 14th. The 14th is actually an evening reception, and then the exhibit starts full-time on the 15th, and it runs through the 30th of the month. So
And where was that again?
it is at the Art Center and Art Museum, which is the old museum building.
Right
The
across
address-
from
Is it
church.
Candle Corner?
No, across from the book.
Right across from the church,
Oh, okay.
the rock
Yeah.
building.
Okay.
Yeah, the
By the
stone,
courthouse.
the stone building by the courthouse. Yeah, yeah, we're on the courthouse square, you know. In fact, the building is owned by the county and we're leasing it from them. So it's very fortunate for us that, you know, we have a facility to have an art show like this that the public can come to. And so we're you know, hoping people from St. Louis and Cape will come because that's kind of the type of thing that they, you know, it's a regional thing. These paintings were all done in the whole area of Southeast Missouri. And so, but mainly in St. Genevieve, you know, we just keep finding more and more images that are right here in St. Genevieve. So it's
cool.
very, very
That
cool.
is, that's great.
Yeah.
And I know the murals are going gung-ho around St. Genevieve.
Boy, they
Oh,
are.
yeah.
Kinsey
Yeah.
Wolf.
Kenzie does
Yeah,
an amazing
she does.
job.
Oh, she
Amazing
does
job.
amazing. It's hard to believe the 3D effect that she can put on stuff.
Right.
And she's done a bunch of really neat items down in the Perryville area then too.
Right.
And, yeah, she
and
had,
there's going to be a new one on the side of Danny's coming up,
Right.
yeah,
mhm,
yeah.
which is supposed to be really pretty.
Yeah. Well, we've got a new sculpture coming in. And very soon, we're hoping in the next few weeks, the sculpture will finally be finished.
Where-
But it's the first public sculpture
Yeah.
for art. I mean, we have religious public sculptures, but this is an art sculpture. And it's right next to the Art Center at the side entrance.
That big rock that's there.
Yeah.
You pass, yeah.
it's a
It's
huge
going to be
stone.
on that.
Okay.
But what's going to be on there is a Native American design that was found in the
That's
big field.
In the big field?
In the big field on a bowl, on the base of a bowl, okay? And it's the four directions, and then the earth,
It's-
the water, the earth, it's three, and the sky, and the sun.
And it's preserved? Like,
Or
or
they're
it's
making it new.
inspired by?
Actually,
Well-
we had a contest, and Leon
Yeah.
Bosworth is the one that had designed the best.
Wow.
Well, he kind
Best
of aced
design.
it, yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
That's neat.
Out of Cape, since I was in the arts college down there
Yeah,
for my minor in art, so we have art everywhere, but that's because we have
Right.
steady access to students who are doing art.
Yeah.
So just knowing that stuff like that is
And one of
coming
our
is
local girls did a
Caitlin?
sculpture down in Perryville. Caitlin.
yeah,
App.
Caitlin App. She was
Yeah,
in my class.
she's
She's
so
phenomenal.
good.
She's so talented.
Oh my gosh, that girl is
Her
so
personal
talented.
BFA, she welded a sculpture of the bust of her, and it was like gorgeous. Yeah, she's amazing.
She's amazing. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. No, we
And
have such
very
oh, I
talent.
love art, and
Yeah.
I love that it's
Well, we're
inspired
so
and it's
fortunate
here.
to have such a wonderful art community here because
We really
you know,
are.
we draw people from Perryville and Festus all the time because they, you know, and Farmington, you know, they don't necessarily have the same art programs that we have here. And so we are kind of a community center, like you were saying, you know, for the Down syndrome.
Yeah.
It's centered here. The art, regional art is kind of an epicenter right here, you know,
That's
for that
great.
kind of thing. So, yeah, we're very, very happy about that.
Another reasons I gotta convince
Yeah,
all
yay,
my
St.
friends
Genevieve.
that St. Genevieve is the place to be.
There you go. Because we have, you know, we have such a professional gallery there at Silver Sycamore.
Yeah.
Ever been in there? Oh my gosh. And then there's all the art
went in
that's up
there.
and down Main Street, North Main.
Yeah.
You know, those people are fantastic, and they do the art walks, and the Music Art Love is always doing something. And yeah, the town just builds and builds on the art presence. It's just really been great.
And when you say that, every one of those people down there donate to the cause and make their own basket. Or
Yeah.
they actually, my both daughters, Music Art Love gave a bunch of stuff, and then Rust,
Yeah,
and then
yeah, Sam Conlon.
yeah, they all give us stuff, and then they put together baskets,
Yeah.
and it promotes, Music Art Love. There'll be a signage on that, and then it's her basket. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's neat because all of them participate and want to
Yeah.
give to the cause too.
Yeah.
It is. It's awesome.
It
Yeah.
just goes to show
Support
that
for arts
everybody,
and
Tina still go around and do that.
everybody in St. John is so
Tina
loving
helps,
and
but she doesn't get to help
Yeah.
as much,
in their
unfortunately, because of
talents
health.
and time.
Right.
and treasure.
Yeah.
But now we're
Yeah.
we're fortunate.
Yeah, we
We've
have
got
such a group of
there's
talented
4
people here.
ladies
I need to
that
get involved with the art.
go out and call, and then my daughters go pick up, and then I do certain
sounds good.
people. So we got kind of like Tina's got a certain group, and then Sherry's got a certain group, and Kathy's got a certain group, and then all the app girls got a certain group. So
That's great.
it is. It makes it so much easier because boy, way back at the beginning,
It's
I
an
was
army.
contacting everybody, myself, and trying to run the business with 2 store locations and all
Right.
that other stuff. It was like,
Like busy,
Very-
busy, busy.
yeah,
You sound just like Grandma when she said that.
Yeah, we couldn't do what we do either without all the volunteers. I mean, the volunteers are just incredible.
they
Yeah,
are. And you can't. I wish you can remember and say everybody's name, but
No,
hopefully they all can recognize and just pat you on the back and say thank you, thank you, thank you, because
Yeah.
it's amazing what they all do. That's true. Heck yeah. But I know our event, again, if anybody wants to participate in anything at all, besides the UTV or Jeeps or the day of activities, give us a holler, or if you want to donate to the cause, let us know, because you are helping out a tremendous cause. Yeah,
And
for sure.
yours is free.
yeah. And ours is absolutely free, free to the public. We hope people will come see the art of Joseph P. Borst. He was an American scene painter, but we feel like we had an oversized influence on him and
That
his
is
art.
tremendous.
And that's the full-time exhibit will start June 15th, which is the weekend after your event, and run through the end of the month. And so you have 3 weekends opportunity, and then 2 weeks in between to come take it
So
in.
what's the
And we're
hour?
going to be open.
The hours are 11 to 3,
11 to 3.
and during that time, we're open every day except Monday.
Okay.
And so we've got extra long schedule just to try to get people a chance to get in and see it, because it is such a special exhibit, and we have it for a limited period of time. So there is a special event on the Saturday. We're having a lithograph demonstration starting at 3 o'clock to 5 o'clock. And that's done by one of our retired art teachers, who's our vice president, Juanita Wyman. And so she's preparing a special lithograph program so you can understand how he created some of the things he did.
Because they probably don't use lithographs much anymore.
No. The modern printing is
It's easier.
a lot easier.
Now they're using
Although you-
AI for everything.
Oh my gosh. Cheaters.
But you can still do lithographic work. And
Yeah.
Juanita's also teaching a relief block printing workshop. That's not on here, but that can be signed up through our website or drop by the Art Center. We're open, our regular hours are Monday.
Is that a separate website than the Visit St. John?
Yes.
Okay.
It is Art St. Gen, ARTSTEGEN.org.
All right.
And there's information there, both on this event and on our classes, which includes that one.
Yeah.
And they're all open to the public, yeah.
Right. And every Saturday, I think this Saturday, are they going to display? There's pop-up art every once in a while down on Main Street. There's a couple artists that just set their art up and hang it on the fence down there.
Well, this
So-
Friday is Fourth Friday. And
Also,
so
Fourth
that's,
Friday Art Walk.
yeah, Fourth Friday
So
Art.
they're going to be
Friday.
in the Lions Club
Yeah,
Park.
yeah, they will
right?
be.
That's
Yeah.
where they'll be set up.
There'll be artists in Lions Club Park, yeah, yeah.
And they're kind of trying to go all over town.
Yeah. And we'll be open. We have a couple of special preview surprise things that have to do with the exhibit that haven't been shown before. So, yeah, give you a peek preview of what's going on with Joseph Borst. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Your
that's awesome.
tickets.
Oh, yes, if everybody wants any kind of raffle tickets, you can stop by our office. We'll have them at the day of the event. They're $1 a piece or 6 for $5. You can win a 55-inch LCD LED TV or some Cardinal tickets or money, of course. It's always good.
Always good. And it looks like a toaster oven.
Yep, toaster oven, we can even get in there.
Yeah.
So if anybody's bored for the weekend of June 8th, you can definitely come to St. John and
You
get
cannot be bored.
Yeah,
Yeah, like Mary Ann Otto used to always say, she was a hostess like I.
Yeah.
And she used to always say, if you can't find something to do in St. John, you're not looking.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yep.
That's
you got
right.
it. You got it for all the above. You can
Yeah,
stay in
for
downtown for the history part of it, or you can come up to the fairgrounds and have fun at our event. Like I
Could
said,
do both.
yeah, we can have trolleys and go back and forth, so it's all a win-win. And again, if you guys or anybody out there wanting to camp, we still got camping available. The person you need to call on that would be,
Leroy.
Leroy, which would be 573-513-2745 if you got any questions there, or you can always still get a hold of myself. You can just call the office at 573-883-5347 and they'll get you to the
You
right
can
spot.
also check out the Spring for Down Syndrome Facebook page.
There you go.
Yes.
And
That's
message
true.
there too.
And keep an eye out on Facebook. There's a lot of information on there. We got T-shirts. I don't know how many hundred we got pre-ordered already for T-shirts and stuff.
That's good, yeah.
So, yeah, it's all great.
Outdoor bands, silent auction, bounce house, vendors, tractor show, oral auction,
Be a
food
poker
truck,
stand.
Yeah, we've got.
and event T-shirts, all kinds of things. to
Yeah,
do.
we definitely have when you come back from the ride, there's actually going to be what do you call it, poker table going, and then besides that, we'll probably have some cornhole stuff going on, and just a little bit of everything, just to stick around and enjoy a relaxful afternoon and evening.
That's cute. I thought the other day, how at Arbors and Parkwood,
Oh,
they had one of those Dunkin'.
Oh no!
yeah,
Who was in
And they-
there?
Ryan.
Oh, Ryan's in there.
And they push the button and down they go. Yeah.
That is so sweet.
Yeah.
I haven't seen those for years. Yeah.
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 Ryan
Anything and everything
is
for our
took
people.
Mrs. Christie's place up at St. Jen for the special needs. And Ryan is a character. He comes out and helps every weekend with their special needs, just like Miss Christie always does. And now Miss Christie's in charge of the Independence Center now. So she's doing a
So when
tremendous
they
thing there.
Get out of high school, they go back to her, and she loves that. She gets her kids back. That's what she says.
Yeah. Which, if people don't know what the Independence Center is, it's actually a facility that is teaching our special needs how to be more sufficient on themselves. We try to teach them life skills so that they could live on their own or live in an ISL, which would be an independent living house that multiple special needs would be able to live there with one or two people that help, so that they do or can live as much as they can by themselves.
And there's two of those in town, right? Two of the independent.
There's on the
Or is there more?
ISLs, there's actually 2 in town and 1 in Zell. Then we've got the group home, which there's 2 in town. And then we've got the Independence Center is actually out at the community center in the new wing.
Oh, okay.
We built a building out there for them, and it's doing really, really well. So, yeah, it works out really neat because they learn how to do laundry, sort laundry, do basic cooking, clean skills. Some of the basic stuff that we take it for granted, like sorting socks,
Right.
or just the color coordination. A lot of them don't have any clue.
Right.
And it's sad, but they need to be taught a lot of that. And oddly enough,
A little patience.
it does. It takes a little patience. And just one thing, if you do have a member of your family that is special needs, please, at the age of 16 going on 17, get custody of your child. And it might sound odd, but if you don't have custody of your child at the age of 17, if I would come into the house and they wouldn't know me, but I could say, hey, you want to go live with me they can live and they cannot say anything about
Oh
it.
my goodness.
So we went through that with Andrew, and it was kind of weird because, you know, you think it's your child, you should have custody from here to eternity, but you can't, you don't. I mean, you have to actually go to
Because
court.
18 is adults.
Yeah.
So anybody with special needs, honestly, just
Yeah.
get involved with a fundraiser, get involved with anything that St. Genevieve does for our people with special needs, and you'll have a community to help you take care of all the things, all the happies, all the hards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it is, and you know, yes, it is Down syndrome awareness because it's about you know, bringing up the good thing of having a Down syndrome child, but it is for all people with any kind of special needs because Maria can definitely help you out on a lot of those avenues. On autistic kids or
Yeah, I got all kinds of resources.
yeah,
I do a little talking like Dad does. We know a couple people.
yeah, no, a lot of people in the right places
Yep,
that we can
that's
help
right.
out.
And that's great, yes.
Funding wise, if you're scared about something like that, please talk to us because we've got a lot of avenues, even with dentistry, that people will donate a big portion, if not all. Because that's one thing that's odd too. When Andrew had a baby tooth that was supposed to fall out, they
Never
didn't fall
fell
out.
out.
He had
And
long roots.
yeah,
Oh.
and they had to be put asleep to do the dentistry because, you know, who would want to have 7 teeth pulled, you know? So there's a lot of places that you got to know the right people in the right places
Right.
and where to go because they're not just out there broadcasting that, hey, I'm going to do this or this. So definitely reach out to the family any which way we can help. Any kind of special needs, but
Yep.
we specialize in.
Well, that's great.
We're a little-
Yeah, that's
A little
really
extra
nice.
knowledge in Down syndrome.
Nice to tell people to do that.
Yeah. We want to make them feel
Because sometimes
comfortable.
they just don't know where to
Yeah.
turn.
Oh yeah. Whenever babies with
Are
Down syndrome
there-
are born,
Yeah.
that's one of our goals with the Down Syndrome Association is make sure we get them the contact when they have a prenatal diagnosis or a birth diagnosis. We're there, and just like there's a little Troutman, little baby Grace Troutman. She
Isn't that
is born with
wonderful?
Down
yeah.
syndrome
Yeah.
right here in St. Genevieve, and
Sweet little girl.
they reached out to us and they were like, "We want your help," because they knew about us. So, yep,
Yeah.
we love doing.
I know
We love doing it all.
Yeah, that's probably a scary thing.
Yeah,
it is.
it's just not what you were planning.
Right.
So,
And they are a gift. And I mean, it might seem odd for us to say they're a gift from God, but we wouldn't be doing all this stuff that we're doing without
Exactly.
him. You know, so
Exactly.
we wouldn't be raising all this money and having all this fun stuff for special needs if it wasn't for somebody like Andrew that was brought into our life.
Right.
So we were blessed with him. Yep.
biggest gift.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I always admire people that have special needs kids
Yeah.
because they're so gentle, like Andrew.
Yes.
If you're talking, Andrew would go like this and you would put your attention right to him, no matter if you were in the middle of a sentence or
Oh, yeah.
whatever. He always came first, and I always admired you for that. Yeah.
He amazed me all the time because it was always odd. We could be walking along and he could remember people's names. I'm terrible at names, but he could remember when I look at him and say, "You positive?" "Yeah, Dad." And we'll be walking along and could be the grumpiest old looking man sitting over there, and we'll be walking along and he'll stop and he'll take off over there. Oh no. Now what's gonna happen? And the guy was smiling and just having a blast before it was all over with. So he brought smiles to everybody's
He did,
face.
yeah.
And that's why we're trying to keep his legacy going by doing what we're doing.
Our Andrew's saying is, if you can't find the sunshine, you be the sunshine.
I have that card right in my thing where I see it every morning. Yep.
That's
tremendous.
awesome.
Yeah.
We have it in every office at the Down Syndrome
Do you?
Association.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's amazing how they brighten your life. I still remember coming home from a bad day at work, and that's the first thing you do is you get a hug and a smile, and and like that's just the same way with basketball and baseball and bowling. If you guys don't understand special needs, you need to just come and try it because
It will change your life
Oh yeah,
for the better.
it's just an eye-opening and such a gratifying thing to be involved with. And these things here get thrown away. That's what's neat. None of them have them. So
Yeah. and this is probably the ruination of the generation. And us adults are getting as bad
That
as
is-
the kids
yeah,
are.
whenever you see a girl and a guy at a date and they're texting each
Yeah.
other instead of talking, that's
Yeah.
And then they get mad at me for not answering my phone. So I'm doing it either way.
And then friends sitting across the table, and they're all on their phones instead
Oh, yeah.
of talking to each other. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
We very seldom, when we get together as old ladies, we don't. Very seldom do we ever pull out our phones except to show off a grandbaby or
There
a
you
great
go.
grandbaby.
And that makes a lot of sense. You got to show off with grandbaby.
You do.
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely do.
Okay, so you want to kind of reiterate on that?
Okay.
And then
I don't know. if
Carolyn can do it.
Charlie
and then-
can zoom in on that.
He
for me.
can.
You can? Got it this way, Charlie? Let's see which way he wants it. Just to reiterate, the June 8th for our 6th annual UTV Jeep Ride.
Hey,
but it's-
Charlie.
There you go. But it's our 14th
There it
year, 14th year of doing this. It's up at the St. Genevieve County Fairgrounds. Like we were talking, there's activities for all the family, young and old. You do not have to go on the ride. You can still come up and participate, get some good food, see a lot of neat things going on and activities throughout the day. If you want to see the music and stuff, Southern Gypsy with Brian Boyer and the crew is donating their time and efforts again with music. They're going to start from like 3 to 5 till the auction starts. Then they're going to come back when the auction's over with. And they said they'll play till there's people that don't want them to play anymore. So they might be there for a long time. And of course, the beer stand and food trucks are going to all stay going along with it. Come support our special needs and help us raise money to keep all of our activities for our special people going throughout St. Genevieve
right.
and Cape Girardeau, or southern,
Southern.
other areas, I guess you'd say. We're branching out a little
Kind of
bit.
all over the place.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you do have people that come from up
Oh, yeah.
north too.
We've got people from Festus. We actually had people from basketball that came from DeSoto. And the basketballs only last an hour, and they drove an hour and 15 minutes each way to get here. And they said that there's nothing like this anywhere else, and that it's free. And they get, their child got a basketball shirt and stuff, so that was really neat. We do go as far south as Cape and Jackson, people coming up then too. So it is neat to see that, again, our little town's bringing people from all over the place to come in here after they see our special needs playground. Then they come back and do that in the water park, And some of our funds, I might not have mentioned this, but like if you ever go out to the water park or if you go into the swimming pool at the community center, those handicap accessible devices was paid by our event.
Were they? Well, good.
Yeah, and they're oddly enough expensive. I didn't know they're that expensive, but they are expensive. And then we put water fountains at the water park and at the community center playground and stuff for special needs. So we keep the upkeep and stuff going for the baseball field. So this thing does so much for so many, and it's hard to reiterate how important it is that we need to keep it up.
Right.
You
Another good thing, we were down in Prairieville Sunday, and there were so many kids on the squirty water thing.
Oh, yeah.
David said they need one of those in town.
Oh,
The kids have fun.
Oh yeah.
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 Add to the list.
Yeah, add to the list. Do that
To the
when we
list,
go to the park. There you go.
Yeah.
Let's see what we can do.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Okay.
Well, good. Well, please come out and see them, and please come while you're in town. Go see the French Heritage Days. It's going to be happening in the heart of St. Genevieve then also. And then,
And there's trolley,
yes.
both places.
Yeah, and
so,
that's a big thing. Like ours, I forgot to mention it. I'm glad you brought that up about we do have that shuttle up there on the fairgrounds, because the fairgrounds is such a larger facility and you might be parking a lot of different places. All you have to do is look for one of us. The UTVs usually have a light on the top of them, and we'll have walkie-talkies.
We'll have different colored shirts on too. As
Yeah.
staff.
Oh,
That's true.
They'll
They're
be
staff shirts.
neon green,
Green, I
I
think.
believe.
Yeah. So all you got to do is look for one of them. They'll, get
They'll be
the trolley. Yeah, the
right.
trolley, and get you to where you need to be and take you where you need to be when you need to be it. And then we could do the same thing to get people from down
Yeah,
here
up
up
there.
and back and forth.
oh, okay.
That'd be good.
That will be good,
Yeah.
yeah.
And the farthest is going to get a prize, and the
Oh,
This
oldest-
Friday.
is going to get a prize.
that's riders though.
Oh, that could be right. You can be a rider as long as you're a person in the event. There you go.
You're trying to say I'm an old lady.
No. I wouldn't do that. I've been trying to talk you guys on to go on a bicycle because we had, when we used to do the bike ride, we had the old tricycle bicycles.
Yeah.
And I tried getting you and them all on it. Yeah.
Yep, you
And we
did.
never could get
And we
you
never
guys.
did do it.
No, see, this is easier. Well, Maria's going to have the fire department on hand just in case.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'd love to ride a bicycle again, but I'd be scared I'd go down on the ground right away. So
Yeah.
I won't even try it.
We don't want that.
No, we don't
No,
want
that's for sure.
that. Okay, then we want to go over yours again, Carolyn?
Well,
and
it's
then-
a absolutely free art exhibit, one of a
five or
kind.
six of 'em
Come
there.
see it. June the 15th through June the 30th at the Art Center and Art Museum on the Courthouse Square. So we hope you'll come by and have a look. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Again, all
Okay.
this stuff is free too. That's what's neat
Yeah,
about it.
St. Genevieve has a lot of free activities for people
Yeah. Yeah.
and great restaurants.
Oh, yeah.
Really great restaurants.
And then you can go down to the Audubon and see live music for free.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
I mean, that's what's neat about all these different places. You can do all this stuff and really you don't have to spend a ton of money.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, I know this weekend of our event, the restaurants contacted me and said how tremendous they love it, just because, you know, the Jour de Fête is tremendous. But oddly enough, when you're at Jour de Fête, you're doing almost like food that's out on the vendors, you know,
Right.
out in the street. The Old Brick, the Anvil, the Audubon, and a lot of those places don't get all the extra, you know, people in. And I know that they've told me numerous times at the restaurants they love that weekend because it means it's going to be a packed house for them all weekend, which is good. That's what it's all
And a
about.
lot of them have special menus too,
Oh, yeah.
because it's hard to
Oh, to
do a
cook for
whole
that much.
menu. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so French Festival, Springford Downs, and then the next weekend you can do the art
Right.
activity. Yeah.
Sounds great.
Thank you
St.
guys
John's
for
Hop?
coming on. Yeah, St. John's always hopping.
Yeah, always helping.
Yeah,
Thank you,
thank you
Iris,
for
for-
coming on. Yeah,
Thank you for
and
doing what you do.
Coming on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to find somebody to help me, but Gretchen's supposed to, but she's got a sick husband.
Uh-oh.
So anyway, tell everybody good night.
Night.
Night.